So Jyoti, we can start because people have started joining in. Okay.
Okay. So, hi all. Good afternoon and good morning to everyone. This is Jyoti here, welcoming you all for today's webinar. This is fourth episode of our series of on-campus webinars, and today we are talking about University of Sunderland. For that, I have few guests with us. We have Evan. He is International Development Officer, University of Sunderland. And then we have Robert with us. He is Center Director on Campus Sunderland. So thank you everyone for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you all on our platform. Now I'll play a small video for University of Sunderland on campus. So just let me know if you all can see my screen. I'll be sharing the video in a couple of seconds. I hope it's visible now.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it's visible.
Hi, I'm Rob Whitten. I'm the Centre Head here at ONCAMPUS Sunderland. I'm really pleased to hear that you're thinking of joining us and studying for a degree at the University of Sunderland. We're based here at the Sir Tom Cowie campus, which is right next to the river. It's a beautiful spot to be. Here on campus, we've got computing and engineering, we've got business law and tourism, and we've got media and film and TV studies. Sunderland is a fantastic city. We're on the riverside, we've got fantastic beaches and coastline, and we're next door to the city of Newcastle. It's a great place to be. I'm sure you've got loads of questions about coming to the UK and coming to Sunderland. I urge you to get in touch with one of our on-campus representatives or go to our website, oncampus.global. And I hope to see you very soon in Sunderland. I don't know who that old fella is. I've never seen him before.
Okay, so at the end of the session, we will also be taking some questions from the participants. So if anyone has any questions related to University of Sunderland, please feel free to drop in your questions in the chat box and we will be happy to answer all of your questions. And now I'll request Evan or Robert to take this session forward.
I would request you to first start with the University of Sunderland presentation, please.
Yeah, no problem at all. Give me one moment. I'll just quickly share my screen. So you should hopefully be able to now see my screen.
Yeah.
On my presentation screen. So obviously, good afternoon, everyone. You're also very welcome to this University of Sunderland and on-campus presentation about the wonderful life that is the journey you can have with ourselves at the university. My name is Ivan Lahan. I'm an International Development Officer for the university covering South Asia and the Republic of Ireland. A unique kind of insight I have into the university itself is I also studied at the University of Sunderland many years ago. You can probably tell by my facial hair and the greys I currently have. I am actually not originally from Sunderland. I am originally from the Republic of Ireland, and a bit like yourselves, when the University of Sunderland opportunity came to me, I'll be honest, I didn't know a lot about Sunderland. I didn't know a lot about the area, and I didn't know anything really about the university. And it was a talk very similar to this, which kind of explained what the city and university was all about, which gave me a great insight and gave me kind of the confidence to make the right decision to study at Sunderland. That was 11 years ago, and for the last 6 years, I've worked at the University of Sunderland. I fell in love with the area and in particular the university. So, Kind of today's presentation is going to be just give you kind of an overview of the city of Sunderland, the university, some of the different kind of progression links that we have at the university, also alongside kind of some of the great kind of in-service support structures, along with some scholarships which you can talk about later as well. What you might know or might not know is the University of Sunderland is actually a global university. So we actually have 3 different campus locations. So myself and Rob are based at our Sunderland campus in the city of Sunderland, but we also do have a campus in London, and we actually also have a campus as well in Hong Kong. You might be wondering geographically, where is Sunderland? So Sunderland is actually based in the northeast of England. So as Rob mentioned in his video, beautiful coastal area, beautiful coastal city. The closest international airport is Newcastle International Airport, which has regular flights from Heathrow, and flights are now resuming again from Dubai with Emirates in the next kind of couple of weeks or so as well. So it's very easy to get to the location of Sunderland. Geographically, with us being a coastal city, it is kind of a lovely area to be kind of during the summertime and in particular the winter times. One thing I would advise is it is very windy sometimes with us being a coastal city. So just make sure you wrap up in particular in the winter times. If you are then wanting to travel a little bit around the UK, Edinburgh would be kind of 1 hour 40 north of us, and in London you can get to London in about 3 hours from ourselves as well. In terms of global reach, we have almost 20,000 students now. Luckily enough for Rob and his team, not all 20,000 are based on campus. 20,000, so we have about 7,000 to 8,000 based on our main campus in Sunderland, 2,000 to 3,000 in London, and 1,000 based in our Hong Kong campus. And the rest of our 9,000 students are actually studying at our global partners worldwide. So we've partners as far east as kind of Uzbekistan, Malaysia, Singapore. We've partners in Jamaica, Kenya, Turkey, Myanmar. So we really have a kind of a full global feel to the university with over nearly 100 different nationalities studying at a University of Sunderland program. So as I mentioned, on our main it's where I'm based in Sunderland, we have 2 campus locations. So we have the city campus location, which houses our health sciences related programs. And then we have our Sir Taukawi campus at St. Peter's, which will house our business programs, engineering, computing, and media programs as well. And it's also as an on-campus student where you would also be based studying with ourselves as well. And with our London campus, I think this is a fantastic overview just to give you insight into where it's located. So it's right in Canary Wharf, which is the business district of London. So you have multinational companies right on your doorstep if you study at our London campus as well. In terms of programs and the split of how we operate at the University of Sunderland, we have 5 different faculties. Last time I checked, give or take, it's about 139 undergraduate programs, I think, that we offer. Everything from our business, tourism and law, to computing engineering, to arts and creative industry. So that's media, journalism, education, and then our health sciences. So that would be our nursing or pharmacy program as well. So what I would say is if you have an interest in this subject, we more than likely have a program which would suit your needs. Now, talking about the on-campus CEG progression routes that we have available with ourselves. So we have a couple of different pathways. So depending on which pathway that you will study, you would then nicely progress onto a program at the University of Sunderland. So an example of this will be our Business, Economics, Finance and Management pathway. With a pass mark of 40%, and obviously an IELTS of 6.0 or 5.5 in each element, you can then progress onto one of the following business programs with ourselves, which, as I mentioned earlier on, is based on our St. Peter's campus in Sunderland. So we have a wide range of obviously programs that are available there, from business management to accounting and finance to international tourism and hospitality management as well. So that's a very brief overview of the business pathways itself. With our engineering and sciences programs, Once again, the pass mark and the English equivalency is the same. However, obviously the programs are different. So we have for our electrical and electronic engineering or kind of a computer science programs, manufacturing engineering. So once again, kind of a wide array of different kind of engineering and computer related courses to be able to study with the University of Sunderland. If kind of life sciences is more your way, wide range of health sciences related programs. Now with this particular route, you once you progress from the on-campus team, you would be based on our city campus as well, because that's where all of our facilities are located. Pharmacy tends to be kind of one of the most popular programs that we offer at the university. It is a 4-year degree with the particular program, and our entry requirements are a little bit higher for the particular pharmacy program, simply due to the complex nature of studying the program itself. But interesting fact about our pharmacy program is we've actually been teaching pharmacy for over 100 years now at the university itself. So it's a program that has historical meaning to the university itself. Finally, if you are interested, a bit like myself, what I studied in humanities and social sciences, we do have programs available through this particular pathway into the likes of media production, into English, digital film production, film and media, and journalism as well, and sociology, all those type of programs as well. So like I was kind of mentioning a bit earlier on, we as a university try to have a particular program of an interest for you. So if you have an interest in some interests, we more than likely have that particular pathway available for you through our colleagues at CEG, and then progression onto the University of Sunderland. And then our masters, it's not just undergraduate programs that we offer at the University of Sunderland. We do have a master's foundation program with us. Once again, as you can see by literally the choice of programs that are available, we have a wide array of programs in kind of our media related, our business, our engineering, our computer, or even our sports and exercise kind of science. So we literally, it's not just undergraduate we're focusing on. We have an opportunity available for you if you are also wanting to progress to get a master's degree through the CEG pathway program that they have available. Now, it's important to know about the University of Sunderland is that the University of Sunderland owns its own accommodation in the city of Sunderland. So we have 3 accommodation blocks and have a partnership with a 4th called the Forge U Student Village. The benefit of that is all of our accommodation is located in the city of Sunderland. So you are no more than a 15 to 20 minute walk away from the nearest campus to your accommodation. There is also a free campus bus. So if you're lazy, a little bit like myself, there is a free campus bus which will take you directly to the campus as well. Now, key question when I wanted to come over was, that sounds fantastic, but how much does it cost? Roughly, it will cost about £78 UK pounds per week to live in one of our halls of residence, or the equivalency to about £300 a month. That will include all of your bills. So that's your gas, your electric, your heating, security, everything else. That's all included in that fee that you pay to the university as well. Then what's included, as I kind of mentioned a bit earlier on, obviously your Wi-Fi, your kind of electric, gas. What's really important to understand as well is the security 24/7, 365 days of the year. So security is something that we're very, very important to us at the University of Sunderland. We want to make sure you feel safe and secure because you are traveling a long distance to study in a country and an area that you don't know. So an example of this is to gain access into any of our accommodation blocks, you will need a student campus card, which is only exclusively given to students to study with us at the university. So security is something that is really important to us at the university. Employability. So what is quite interesting is once you progress to study with the University of Sunderland, we have a dedicated team called Sunderland Futures. Their job, in essence, is to help you to get a job once you've finished studies. So they can help you with your CV techniques, they can help you with your interview techniques. A perfect example of this was I had an opportunity to work for the BBC in Manchester for a period of time. I told the Sunderland Futures team about this, and they conducted the interview with me in the style of what the BBC would conduct it. So I'll be honest, I made a million mistakes. I probably even got my name wrong. That's how bad my interview was with the Sunderland Futures team. But what was really good about that is they gave me some really constructive feedback to then allow me, when I went for the actual interview with the BBC, to be prepared and to be ready. And luckily enough, I was successful. I managed to get the job with the BBC down in Manchester. So this is a service which I would say, as a student, it's completely free to use. Utilize it. It will help you so much to gain and go the extra level once you finish your studies with CEG and then progress on to Sunderland and then progress further. And then where do some of our kind of our students go? Wide array of industries right across the world. And it's something that we're really, really proud of, and we encourage our students to kind of keep in touch with us to let us know where they progress itself. Now, I always kind of say to students, you know, we're fantastic. At the same time, you might be thinking, but why should I pick Sunderland? Why should I not pick another university? Well, I think being nominated for University of the Year is enough reason enough to pick the University of Sunderland. So it's something that we're really proud of, that we have been shortlisted for University of the Year from the Times Higher Education annual awards. We've been nominated, as I said, as an overall University of the Year, and it's something that we're really, really proud of. We don't know yet if we've won, so fingers crossed in the next couple of weeks and months that we'll find the positive news. But even just to be nominated is something that we're really proud of. Last year, we were nominated and we were successful and won University of the Year for Social Inclusion. Now, you might be wondering, what is social inclusion? In essence, what social inclusion meant to me is welcoming students from all different cultures, religious backgrounds, different societies. So students right across from South Asia come to study with us. As a university, we may not be the largest in terms of actual numbers, but one thing we are is we're one of the most welcoming universities I've ever visited and worked for over the last number of years. So it's something that we were really, really proud of as well. For me, the final kind of reason why I think you should pick Sunderland over any other institution you're thinking about is the affordability. Sunderland has been voted the second most affordable location to study in the whole of the UK. London, which we have a campus in, is a fantastic city. Manchester, beautiful city. I love going there on the weekend myself. However, go to these cities and try to find accommodation for less than Sunderland. You won't. It's fantastic to have all these cities, but what's the point if you cannot enjoy life and you're struggling to make ends meet? This is why Sunderland is an outstanding institution to study with, but also a fantastic location to study with, simply because of the affordability to study with us. There's scholarships and incentives. So what we can do for all international students is offer a £1,500 international scholarship if you are studying an undergraduate program. If you are then progressing onto a postgraduate program, we do have a £1,000 tuition fee discount as well for our postgraduate programs. When you look at actually your tuition fees across our undergraduate and postgraduate programs, we are once again one of the most affordable across the UK for our undergraduate program. Undergraduate tuition fee starts from about £13,000. Postgraduate starts from about £13,500. So once again, don't forget, the affordability is the key aspect I will try to get across today. It's really affordable to study with the University of Sunderland. And don't forget, if you are a national of India, in some particular countries in South Asia, you can qualify for the instalment plan with the University of Sunderland, where you will be required to pay 50% of your tuition fees before enrolment and the remaining 50% of your tuition fees within 3 months of the start date of your course. You can, by all means, pay your full fees up front, and then you can relax and just enjoy your studies. But if you rather pay your 50% first and then 50% within 3 months of the start date, you can also do that as well. Then in terms of our upcoming intakes, I always say to students to not stress, not worry, because there's always more than likely an intake just around the corner. So at our Sunderland campus, our main intakes are in September and October, and in January and in February. Now, I'll be honest with you, not every single program that will run in September, October will also run in January and February. We'll run a reduced number of programs in January or February. However, our main bulk of our programs are always in September and October. In London, we do have 4 intakes on some programs, per year. So when one closes, the next one's already pretty much nearly starting already. So there's multiple opportunities for you to study with us in Sunderland or at our London campus as well. And then the next couple of pictures before I wrap up, it's just to give you some pretty insight into the fantastic city and the University of Sunderland. So this is our Sir Tau Cowie campus at St. Peter's. Just call it St. Peter's for short because it's a bit of a mouthful when you have to constantly say the long word every single time. Fantastic thing about this campus and this is where you're going to be based as an on-campus student. Unfortunately, the building is not in at the moment here because this shot was taken before CEG moved over to St. Peter's. But the fantastic thing about this campus is you are a 15-minute walk away from Roker Beach, which is the local beach of Sunderland. So sometimes if you do have a break of more than an hour, you can walk to the beach, get a nice tea or coffee. If it's a Friday, get some traditional fish and chips, relax on the beach, and then walk back to class. It's something that's literally on your doorstep being based at this particular campus itself. And then one thing you will notice is you will have access as an on-campus student to all of these facilities. So obviously our newly renovated restaurants as well. This is now based on our city campus. So we do have a library on St. Peter's, but we also have a slightly bigger library, which is on the city campus itself, which is called Murray Library. Our state-of-the-art gym facilities is available as well, which is on our city campus as well. All the equipment inside there is literally brand new, all state-of-the-art techno gym equipment as well. So if you're interested in fitness, that's available on our city campus as well. And then these are just to give you kind of an insight into some of the absolutely amazing multi-million-pound facilities that we have in our health sciences programs on our city campus as well. That is pretty much me. As you can probably tell, my background and my degree was in media, so I talk a lot. However, there's a lot of information to take from there, but what I want you to take away from there is simply that University of Sunderland, our motto is we are a life-changing university. It's changed my life for the benefit and it's changed my life for the positive. It's an affordable location to study at. And with our fantastic partners that are on campus, it's something that you might not think is realistic, is completely realistic, and we will help support you along the way to achieving your ultimate goal of studying within the UK. That's everything from my point of view. I'm now going to hand you over to Rob, who's now going to talk a lot more about kind of the on-campus team and what they can do for you. Rob, over to you.
Thanks, Ivan. Thank you very much. Great presentation. Hard act to follow. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, can everybody see that? Smashing.
Yes, Rob. Yes.
Thank you very much. Obviously, I'm a tad older than Ivan. Just a little bit. In fact, I'll tell you that I remember when Ivan's boss's boss was a student. I'm that old. And I've worked in higher education for a very long time. I've worked in higher education in Sunderland for the last 17 years. I'm local to the area. I live in the next town down. I was born and bred and live in the next town down from Sunderland. So I've kind of grown up with Sunderland University. A lot of my friends, a lot of my family, my sister graduated from Sunderland University. I did my teacher education. In the 1990s, I did my teacher education at Sunderland University. A lot of my tutors graduated from Sunderland University as well. So, I am a big fan of Sunderland University. Always have been. And it's absolutely a fact. When Sunderland says that it's a life-changing university, it is. Being local, I have seen that firsthand. I've seen what it's done for my friends. I've seen what it's done for members of my family. And it is really life-changing. They wouldn't have had the career opportunities that they've had without Sunderland University. So they're a great partner, and you know, it's a privilege to work with a team at Sunderland. So I'll try not to repeat too much of what Ivan's already covered, but you know, Sunderland it's a coastal city, beautiful beaches all the way up the northeast coast. We've got beautiful beaches, historic sites. We've got a modern city centre. You know, as Ivan said, Roker Beach just a short walk away, and you know, we're only 30 minutes away from Newcastle on the metro. I mean, Newcastle is a bigger city. It's a lot livelier, and I think, you know, being where we are, we've got that perfect balance. You know, Sunderland is a smaller city. It allows students to be in a friendly environment, somewhere where they can focus on their study. Then when they want to party, you know, Newcastle's only a short trip away. So a small, friendly city, and it is. You know, it's often voted one of the friendliest places to live. 2 campuses, 15 minutes apart, and we have students progressing from one campus to both campuses, and they get involved with the faculties and visit the faculties while they're on-campus students. You know, it takes me 15 minutes. An old man, it takes me 15 minutes to walk between the 2 campuses. But I think, as I might have already mentioned, there's free buses available from the university, and not just from the accommodation. There's a free bus between the 2 campuses as well. Ivan's mentioned the great value, your lower fees, lower accommodation, lower living costs. You know, if you come to ONCAMPUS Sunderland, it is really good value. And the thing to note there is that doesn't mean just because it costs less that, you know, it's lower quality. Going out to eat in some of our fantastic restaurants will cost you less. Getting a haircut will cost you less. The rent and living costs will cost you less. And that's the great value of living in the northeast of England. And, you know, if you think about it, it's not just then great value and a great place to live for students. It's also a great place to live for us staff as well. You know, so, you know, we have a better standard of living. So, you know, I've got happy, content teachers, happy, content staff who are dedicated and driven to helping students achieve. And I think that certainly makes a difference. You know, it creates a very highly supportive environment. My tutors are always available to talk to students, whether that be online or face-to-face. And Sunderland and the university has a very large international student community. And we've been in partnership for 10 years now. So, you know, we've got a lot of students who've progressed onto the university, onto degrees and onto master's degrees. And there's a lad who I was just talking to recently who was an on-campus student of ours many years ago. He progressed from his master's foundation with on-campus, did his master's degree at the university, did his PhD at the university, and is now a lecturer for the university, full-time lecturer for the university. So you can see, you know, sometimes when people come here, they want to stay. It's such a lovely place to be. So the city of Sunderland at the moment is booming as well. You know, there is a lot of money being invested in the city. You know, everywhere there is building work. You know, during the pandemic, when the economy has been suppressed, in Sunderland there's been a lot of investment coming in. You know, historic buildings getting renovated, new entertainment venues going up, new hotels going up. So it really is. It's a booming city. And a lot of investment in hospitality, live entertainment, retail. You know, the city is on the up and up. So, you know, some of the highlights. I'm not sure. I might have mentioned some of these. Sunderland was ranked the best city to live and work in 2018 in the UK. And it's for young people as well. Sunderland named the best place to live in Britain for under 30s the same year. 2019 ranked, you know, in the top 10 safest places to live. Sunderland ranked the second best city to start a business in the UK last year. And that certainly shows, as I mentioned, business is booming in Sunderland. And now, of course, as Ivan has mentioned, the university shortlisted for University of the Year. One of only 6 universities in the UK to be nominated for University of the Year. A really big achievement and a testament to the hard work that everybody does. As Ivan's mentioned, we've got a new on-campus centre. We've moved campuses from the city campus down to the Reg Vardy campus, where the Tom Cowie campus and the Reg Vardy building. And it's a fantastic centre we've got. We're sharing the building with a business school, and there's some great facilities in there. That is the campus from the Riverside. That is the campus that the on-campus centre is on. And a bigger picture of the one Ivan showed you there. You can see the campus on the left-hand side. You can see some of the university accommodation on the right-hand side of the riverbank. And as Ivan mentioned, it is only a short walk up over the bridge, but there is also a free bus. And then just round the corner, you can see where the mouth of the river is into the sea there. And then just round the corner to the right there is the beach that we've mentioned as well. That's probably not one of the better shots of the beach, but I've got hundreds of them. So, despite the pandemic last year, if we're focusing on our on-campus Sunderland Centre and the metrics that we achieved last year, there's something that I'm extremely proud of. During the disruption of a pandemic, these are the metrics that we managed to achieve. Our June pass rate for students was 93%. Our August pass rate, a little lower at 87, but still, a very, very high pass rate. And something that I'm extremely pleased about, these figures are well above the national average, well above the on-campus average. Our student satisfaction for our intakes last year, even in the pandemic, 97% student satisfaction, 95% student satisfaction. If you compare those figures, those are extremely, extremely high. The students eligible to progress, you'll notice there that the students eligible to progress for the August finishes, those are the ones that start with us in January, our August finishes was actually higher than the pass rate. That's because there are some students who maybe will narrowly fail their course. And because of the relationship that we have with the university, the strong relationship with the university, I can ring somebody in the national office, I can ring some of my colleagues and friends in the faculties, and I can say to them, look, this student narrowly failed, but I know they're a good student. I know they're capable of going on to their degree or their master's degree, and I think that you should take them. And on that recommendation, the university 99 times out of 100 does accept them, even if that student has failed, narrowly failed. We also have a company auditing system, and my centre is green audit status. Some of the student feedback examples, and this is from last year. This is from students last year who were with us during the pandemic. It was fantastic. I loved it, enjoyed it throughout. This program is one of the best things in my life. I want to say thank you for supporting me in each and every situation. To be honest, I wouldn't change anything in the program because everything was perfect. These are actual statements from our students last year, and I am so proud of our students last year, so proud of my staff last year and what we were able to achieve in very, very difficult circumstances. So how do we achieve that? Well, our students study, as I've said, in a supportive environment. Students will get a personal tutor. Our under 18 students will get an additional under 18 pastoral tutor. Our staff are used to taking care of students. We also have smaller class sizes. In our on-campus centre, the average class size is generally around about 14. So there is a very high ratio of staff to students. That means that people don't get lost. We know when somebody is struggling, and the support is there to give them the help that they need. So our program suite for this year at ONCAMPUS Sunderland, Ivan's already mentioned these. We've got UFP Business, UFP Engineering, UFP Life Sciences. Looking at our UFP suite, our humanities students do UFP Business. Most of the humanities students that we get will be progressing on to, like Ivan did, media programs or law programs. And the progression from UFP Business is to any humanities program at the University of Sunderland. And our UFP, our corporate UFP humanities program, its main focus is on things like politics and economics and globalization. So our students do a business pathway if they're progressing on to things like media or law. We also have an international year one in business, which is the first year of a degree, and students progress then directly onto the second year of their undergraduate programs. Depending on what entry that students are coming with, what qualifications, what English level, we have Masters Foundation programs that are 1 term, 2 term, or 3 term. We also can do an extended 4 term version of any of our programs. This year as well, we have an ICAS suite of programs, and that's for intake in both September and January. So we've got ICAS in all of our UFP programs and IY1. ICAS means it's an integrated CAS, and that means it does have some advantages. It means that for IY1, you're getting a 3-year CAS from the university, not a 1-year one from ONCAMPUS and then a 2-year one from the university. Or for the undergraduate foundation, it isn't a 1-year CAS, then go home and then get another visa and a 3-year CAS. It's 1 4-year CAS. So no need to return home to renew your visa. You can also, on the university's CAS for ICAS programs, work up to 20 hours a week. And a wide range of English is accepted, not just CELT. And progression can be to the Sunderland or London campuses of the university. So ICAS does have quite a number of advantages. It does, however, have a higher English entry. Students must have a B2, a minimum of 5.5 for entry to any of the ICAS programs, whereas with on the ONCAMPUS CAS, students come in to any of those programs with a 4.5. So, starting to wrap up a little myself now. That is the football stadium in Sunderland, and that is very close to both campuses. It's a short walk from both campuses, and when you graduate with your degree or your master's degree, that is where you will graduate. I cannot promise you'll get a crowd that big though, but that is where you will graduate. You will graduate in one of the biggest football stadiums in the country, and there will be a stage out on the pitch. If you join us this year, next summer, there are also some big headline concerts. That's from one of the concerts that the stadium has had. Next summer, there is Ed Sheeran and some old fella called Elton John. So big headline acts that you can see at the football stadium, as well as graduating there yourself. So ONCAMPUS Sunderland, I think it makes an awful lot of sense. That picture was taken when we did our on-campus awards ceremony, and we do that in the local minster, and we give prizes for the students who've been the most successful in their course, and the ones that have improved the most in their course as well. So that's me. Thank you very much, guys. Please have a look at our website and follow us on social media. Thank you very much. Ivan and I are now happy to take some questions, Pranesh.
Jyoti, I would request you that we start taking up questions because we have
Okay,
15 minutes
Pranesh.
left. If we can start with the questions,
Okay.
please.
So I'll read it by one. So first one is, what type of part-time jobs available in the university area?
Yeah, I suppose kind of I can start off with that. So in terms of the area, obviously you will be limited to the number of hours you can work according to your visa. Normally the rule is 20 hours per week, the number of hours. But in terms of jobs available, at the moment there is a massive shortage of people, in particular in the hospitality sector. In the UK, I think there's nearly close to over 1 million jobs available at the moment in the UK at the moment. So if a student is looking for some part-time work locally in Sunderland, or even in London, I think even particular in London, even more so, the jobs are available in terms of hospitality sector. But I suppose the key aspect to remember, I always tell the students, is your aim of coming to the UK is for study. So don't forget your studies. Your studies is number one priority. It's completely fine to work alongside of this, which is what I've done, but your main focus is your studies. So you have to be very careful in terms of the number of hours you work per week is my top tip.
Yeah, I'll certainly echo what Ivan's saying there. Study is obviously your priority. If you're a business studies student, I often think that it's an advantage to do some part-time work. It gives you an experience of business in the UK and how business operates within the UK. So I would always say a part-time job for a business studies student is really a good thing. And as Ivan has mentioned, there are recruitment shortages in the UK at the moment. People are struggling to fill jobs. A friend of mine who owns his own business just 2 days ago was ringing me and saying, "Rob, I need a data protection person. I'm willing to take somebody with no experience who I can train. Do you know anybody? Have you got any students that would be interested in the job?" Because he was struggling to fill that post. So, yep, there is work here.
Okay, so the next one is university accepting all the state boards like CBSE or ICSE? So
Well, from an entry requirement point of view, obviously the pathway the students initially would go through would be the on-campus CEG route. So the team, Rob's team, would obviously make an assessment based on firstly qualifications there, and then in essence students would progress from a pathway with on-campus onto studying at Sunderland. So in essence, in terms of a kind of university accepting state boards, it's more the on-campus team will look at the applications first, and then once you progress and are successful, we look at the qualification you get from on campus to study at the university.
We're always happy to look at equivalences.
Yes, Jyoti, one thing important that we need to look from regional perspective is, yes, we do accept all boards. That's a very simple answer. Point number one. Point number two is that we also do accept students from the open schooling. Second, third, again, from regional perspective, please note that at the moment, there is a temporary suspension on Punjab and Haryana. So except Punjab and Haryana, students coming from all boards, fine. NIOS, fine. That's a more regional based answer. Thank you.
next is, how much year gap is acceptable for PG courses?
Well, I suppose once again it goes on to back to kind of the entry requirements kind of question. The on-campus team and ourselves would look at the number of years of gap of study. Now, traditionally, what we would say is if a student's done nothing for those particular gap in study, we need justification as to why nothing's happened. But quite a lot of the time, the gap in study from an undergraduate to a postgraduate is due to work reasons. So as long as obviously you can state in your application as to the reasons for gap of study, obviously the on-campus team will tend to obviously review and then make a decision on acceptance. So we don't say minimum 2 years or minimum 5. It depends on each individual case.
It does, absolutely. I'll echo that. We'll look at them on a case-by-case basis.
Happy to look at them on a case-by-case basis and judge each case on its merits. And we're not after excluding people. We're after finding ways of getting people and fulfilling the dreams that they want. That's why me and my team came into this job, because we want to help people. We want to see people progress, and we're happy to take mature students.
And from regional point of view, if we discuss about India, please, compliance, there is a compliance involved over here. And what we do is we accept students for on-campus Sunderland in specific, not more than 3 years of gap. So if students are planning to get into Jan 2022, irrespective whether they plan to apply for foundations, international year ones or pre-masters, they should have passed in the year 2018. So that's from the compliance point of view, and it's more regional focused. As I said, these are the requirements for India students planning to start with on-campus Sunderland first.
Okay, thank you, Pranesh. And then next question is, which English qualifications are accepted at Sunderland? So whether it's IELTS, PTE, Duolingo, I guess they are asking about that.
Ivan, would you like to answer this question first, and then I'll explain it from on-campus point of view?
Yeah, so I suppose from a Sunderland campus point of view, or a University of Sunderland point of view, obviously we are accepting the English based on obviously the equivalency that you do at the with the on-campus team, so the English level qualification that you do with the on-campus team. So provided that you meet our kind of our entry requirements and stuff, we would accept. But in terms of getting into kind of the on-campus pathways program itself, obviously Pranesh and Rob would be able to kind of advise a little bit more on the wide range of English programs that we accept, because it's not just one. So Pranesh, would you be able to give an insight into that?
Yes, please. So in terms of English, one thing is that we don't accept Duolingo. That's point number one. Point number two, we have two different sort of programs. One is a standalone CAS, and then there are ICAS programs. Now, for standalone CAS specifically, we need students to do IELTS UKVI or PT Academic UKVI. These are the two English requirements for standalone CAS. But ICAS programs, on the other hand, as Rob appraised a few minutes back, that an ICAS allows students to work, to work 20 hours, and you get a visa for the complete duration of the program. ICAS programs are quite flexible on English, where we can accept TOEFL, we can accept standard IELTS, we can accept standard PTs, we can accept English levels from UK assessment boards, Oxford International Language Test of English. So a number of English evidences could be accepted when students are applying for ICAS program. And when students are applying for standalone CAS programs, please ensure that they have an IELTS UKVI or a PT Academic UKVI. Rob, do you have anything to add, please?
No, Pranesh, I think you've covered it there. The key differences are between our CAS and ICAS, and as you've mentioned, for English, it is a lot more flexible with ICAS.
Okay, we'll move on to the next.
Although it has to be at a higher level.
Next question, what are the job opportunities available in London only after completing degree in humanities?
Well, I suppose obviously it kind of probably alludes to an earlier answer that I given in terms of obviously the shortage of jobs. Obviously once you kind of complete the degree, I suppose you have to understand that London being a capital city tends to be kind of the hub for quite a lot of the humanities related programs. If you're talking regarding your media related programs or your kind of your social sciences programs, all you have to do is look at the population in London at 10 million people or so. The opportunities for kind of employment is available, is there. I suppose what I would kind of say is to not just necessarily look at London. Manchester is also kind of a regional hub for anything related to kind of our media, and even up in the northeast as such. We have fantastic opportunities available in the northeast as well in kind of humanities program. A perfect example of that is literally just on the campus itself within the last couple of weeks. We had an announcement of a Forwell 73, which is a huge world production company, multi-award winning production company, who've now set up a UK-based in our Sunderland campus, based in our media centre as well. These guys are the production company behind the James Corden show in the US, the recent Friends reunion, and also the Netflix documentaries of The Sunderland Till I Die, which is about the football club as well. So what I would say, plenty of opportunities available in humanities in London, but I would say kind of even look further north and you'll find the job opportunity there as well.
Okay. The next question I think has been already been answered, but is Duolingo accepted? So I guess Manish, it's not, no?
It's not from on-campus point of view. University of Sunderland.
No, we don't accept Duolingo.
Okay.
The last one is, does placement courses available for UG and PG courses? January 2022 intake. January 2022.
So if you're talking obviously for our main programs at the University of Sunderland, we do all have placement program available it's our February intake at our Sunderland campus, and it's our MBA with placement program. I will kind of stress that obviously this particular program is limited to the number of places that are available for this particular route. Normally, I would suggest you check out our website for further kind of information on placement programs. However, please don't do that for the next couple of days because you won't have any web page to currently visit. But what I would kind of say is we do have a placement program available predominantly in our MBA program, but that's in our February intake for our postgraduate route that we will have. We do have undergraduate placement programs kind of available as such, but they tend to be September or October intakes.
So I guess we have come to the end of this session. So thank you, Evan, Robert, and Dinesh for joining us today. It was a lovely session. We have a pleasure to have you all on our show. So
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So we will now close the session for today. Thank you, Dinesh, Robert, and Evan again.
Sure. Thank you so much to everyone for joining the Uni Experts webinar. Many thanks for all the efforts. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Take care and stay safe.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Take care.